I'm a city boy born and bred. But for this adventure, I've been travelling the breadth of rural northern England. Coast to coast, starting at St Bees in West Cumbria. There's this tradition, which is that before you set off on this walk, you have to dip your toe into the sea. Heading for the east coast of Yorkshire. So far, I've covered 170 miles. It's such a beautiful landscape. It's almost manicured. Oh, oh, come on! Look at the little ones.
Yeah, come on, girls.
The final stretch of my west to east journey will take me from the old mining area around Rosedale Abbey to Robin Hood's Bay. Along the way, the North York moors reveal their sci-fi secrets. Could be the future of Britain at stake, couldn't it?
It's a thing of beauty, really. The number of objects that we track on a daily basis and detect, it never ceases to amaze me.
An industrious past that continues with a hidden shipbuilding industry.
I got refused apprenticeship at the shipyard. I started in a small garage.
From garage to shipbuilder.
That's right, yeah.
And majestic giants.
Oh, woof, woof, woof.
Put on a show that leaves me lost for words.
Hey! Oh, just, oh, yeah! It's quite extraordinary, isn't it? Just... I'm on the last leg of my coast-to-coast trip, and I'm on the North York moors right now. It looks pretty desolate, doesn't it, with this heather-covered land spreading in every direction. But in fact, there have been people living here for at least 10,000 years. At that time, this whole area would have been covered in trees, massive woodland. But that time has long gone. There's always been little pockets of industry here, but it really took off in the 1850s with the discovery of this. That's not just any old piece of rock, that is magnetic iron ore. And there used to be loads of it, which they would shovel into the back of these huge kilns where it would be roasted to reduce its weight, to make it cost effective to transport it. And eventually these big doors in the front of the kilns would open and they'd all be blazing red. And there's these guys who would shovel it all into great big wagons on a train, because this was a railway track here, and it would be transported off to Teesside, where it would be turned into steel. Can you imagine the din, the smoke, the fire, the sheer amount of human activity that must have gone on here?
At their peak in the 1870s, these kilns were producing 500,000 tonnes of ore a year, and North Yorkshire supplied a third of all the iron mined in Britain. It was carried by steam railway to the rapidly expanding steelworks on Teesside, 30 miles up the coast. By 1879, Britain was producing 40% of all the world's steel. We don't make nearly that amount anymore, but the steam trains still run here. This is Gromont Station on the North Yorkshire Moors line, which runs from Pickering through to Whitby. It's the longest stretch of steam railway line in the country. It originated around about 180 years ago, but it's now run by a small army of volunteers and a dedicated team of engineers. But it almost disappeared completely. In the early 60s, Britain's railways were struggling. The end of wartime petrol rationing and better roads meant more and more people were using cars. The infamous Beeching cuts, named after Richard Beeching, the head of British Rail, closed a third of Britain's railways, including the North Yorkshire line in 1965. But in a testament to true Yorkshire grit, the locals gave up their free time to preserve it, and a decade later it reopened. It's now the country's largest functioning heritage railway, with 120,000 visitors a year. The heart of the operation are the sheds at Gromont. They're not just maintaining locos here, they're rebuilding them, reviving old skills like wheel tapping to check if the steel is cracked. Kelvin Whitwell, David Wilkinson and Dave Chumley are all trained engineers.
So what did you do before you did this then?
We worked at SSI, the steelworks, Teesside.
Up in Teesside?
3 of us, yeah.
It's closed down?
It did close down, yeah.
There must be mates of yours who still haven't got a job.
The lot.
Yeah,
the lot. Yeah. We were 3 that fell on our feet.
And the first job we got was
that one.
build that up from a bag of bits.
It's just come as a rolling chassis in a boiler and a box of bits.
Yeah.
And it's going out and it's actually pulling trains now for the public to enjoy.
Right, that's right.
How did you work out what to do? Because presumably that knowledge is virtually dead.
There isn't much of that knowledge, and there's other heritage railways that will help you along. It's a small industry, the heritage railway, and everyone will help each other.
You must have been pleased as punch when you first saw it go
Oh,
down.
Definitely, yeah.
There's a kind of poetic justice that in these stricken times, the railway now employs twice as many people as worked here in the mid-19th century.
These are beautiful, these old trains, aren't they? Never mind walking, this is the perfect way for me to get to the East Coast and the final leg of my adventure.
I can't think of a better way to get to the coast. The original track was built in 1836, and in those days the wagons were pulled by horses, a vital supply route to the coast because the roads at that time frankly weren't up to the job. A decade later, it was converted to steam. But before I leave the moors, I've a little detour to make, a last secret to uncover. On my west to east adventure across England, I've been traversing the vast expanse of the North Yorkshire moors on the old steam line. But I've got off the train for now with a mission in mind. And in this particularly secluded spot, that's not something they usually encourage.
I've headed inland for a very important reason. Finally, last night, after months of toing and froing and emails and phone calls, I finally got permission to see the inner workings of the largest, most iconic building in this entire landscape.
This 112-foot shiny pyramid may look like a futuristic sculpture, but it is in fact a highly sensitive radar station. RAF Fylingdales is an essential part of the UK and US military defence strategy. A sophisticated early warning system to detect, track and report missile attacks. They don't let anyone wander in. I've been given a special pass, and I can't wait to see what's behind those vast panels.
Morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Leader Tim Adcock. Pleased to meet you, and welcome to RAF Fylingdales.
Thank you.
Well, Tony, welcome to the Space Operations Room, the hub of what we do for operations at RAF Fylingdales. We've got various members of the crew that look after kind of radar management and obviously our ballistic missile warning mission as well.
Although 320 people work at Fylingdales, at any one time, 10 highly trained personnel are glued to the screens, not looking just into the skies, but into space. On today's watch is Corporal Becky Baxter.
So, Becky, am I allowed to interrupt you?
Yes, Tony, that's fine, yeah.
What is it that you do here?
OK, so on the front shelf, we do the space surveillance side of Fylingdales. So
And this bit is called the front shelf.
that's right, yeah. So the 3 consoles on the front is manned by 3 personnel, and we work in shifts. So we do 12-hour shifts, 24/7.
How many objects do you reckon you're tracking at any one time?
So we've got a satellite catalogue, which is updated anytime new objects go up into space, and we believe there's probably around 17,000 objects up there at the moment.
Can you identify them all?
Yeah, they've all got unique catalogue numbers, so every object that's gone up since Sputnik went up in 1957, all them objects have got a unique ID. So the radar is very capable and it's able to look for over 800 objects at any one time if the need arises for that.
What else apart from satellites might you spot?
OK, so one of the important things up there is obviously the ISS, so 25544 we call it, so you would know it as the International Space
Station, yeah.
So actually that's due round in about just under 10 minutes' time.
How often do you see the space station?
Between 5 and 7 times a day.
I still think it's pretty exciting. I want to see it come through.
Costing an estimated £80 billion to build and run, the ISS is the largest artificial satellite in space. RAF Fylingdales isn't only looking for possible threats, it keeps a watchful eye on the space station as well when it comes within range.
OK, so this has just popped up now. This is the International Space Station. So
it's shifting along, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's very fast. Obviously, we can see it moving along the line.
It's fascinating that you can identify all this stuff, but why? What's the point?
OK, so it's quite important. Obviously, there's lots and lots of things up there now, so we've got to make sure that a lot of them aren't going to collide. If they do collide, I mean, it can cause masses more debris to fill up space, essentially.
At any one time, there are more than 500,000 pieces of debris or space junk orbiting the Earth. Travelling at speeds of up to 18,000 miles per hour, even a small piece could damage the spacecraft or one of the 1,500 satellites currently in orbit.
If there was something that looked like it was coming within the same area of the ISS, we would be able to report that up to make sure there's no accidents or no collisions with the ISS.
Fylingdales looked rather different when it was opened. Its 3 giant golf balls became a distinctive landmark, but were replaced 25 years ago by the newer, more sophisticated system. Directly behind those huge panels, team leader James Dickinson is showing me how they effectively see for thousands of miles.
So what part of the world is this face looking at?
We were looking directly out across southern Europe towards Italy and then directly down towards the Middle East and covering North Africa as well. This is one of our antennae, which is directly on the opposite side of the face where we're stood.
So what comes out of here?
These are what we use to transmit and receive the radio waves.
If you want to see something out there 2,000 or 3,000 miles away, what's the process?
So what we do is we generate a waveform. It's transmitted out to the face and then it is emitted out into space. And then what we do, as soon as we've transmitted, we switch into receive mode, and the same antenna then is listening for a reflection of that radio wave back. And then when we do receive a radio wave back, that's when we know we've detected an object in space.
And how long will it take for it to go out and come back?
Our maximum range, we look at 5,500 kilometres, 16 milliseconds.
16 milliseconds to go out 5,500 kilometres.
We're travelling nearly the speed of light, yeah.
What kind of detail can you see using all this equipment?
We can see anything that ranging down to the size of a tennis ball.
So you can fire radar off from here, send the signal 5,500 kilometres and detect something the size of a tennis ball and come back here all in...
In milliseconds, yeah.
I love the way your eyes shine and there's this flicker of pride whenever you talk about it.
Yeah, it's a thing of beauty, really. The amount of work that it puts in within a second is outstanding, it's amazing. And the number of objects that we track on a daily basis and detect, it never ceases to amaze me.
I can understand James's excitement. This is a one-of-a-kind system. The 3,600 antennae on each face offering a 360-degree view of the skies. But for a Cold War kid like me, Fylingdales has a particular significance. After the Second World War, tensions between the US and the Soviet Union escalated. An uneasy peace existed for many decades, largely because of MAD, mutually assured destruction. It worked on the idea that if each side had enough nuclear firepower to wipe out the other, they'd never use it. But MAD relied on being able to launch a counterattack before the weapons hit their targets, and that's where RAF Fylingdales came in. Funded by the US, this secluded spot was chosen because there was less chance of the system being affected by other radio signals. The Cold War between Russia and the Allies may be over, but Fylingdales' main job remains the same.
Launch notification message received. Bay of Biscay.
Warrant Officer Dave Pike is in charge of a training exercise, and he's let me listen in.
Rockets running. Copy missile warning.
Down, stand by for sighting points.
Copy UK.
Commander, DPs and SPs are nominal. Equipment is within tolerance.
Fylingdales sight report is valid for 1 missile. Acknowledged.
In the event of a real attack, this would be the front line of the UK and US defences, looking for long-range ballistic missiles launched from land or sea.
Okay guys, we have an AC of no for a launch from the Bay of Biscay.
Line close to US missile.
Copy that.
Line close, Spock and 345.
Okay, listen in. Fylingdales has no further mission indications in the system. Crew Chief inform missile and request permission to reset the missile count, please.
Copy that, Fylingdales. No further mission indications in the system. Mission reset missile count is granted. You've got my 12%. Thank you.
Okay, globe is clear of LMPI tracks.
Line close to Spock and 345.
Line close to missile.
Eyes on for globe clear.
What does globe clear mean?
It means we've got no further mission indications in the system, so the missile's technically landed somewhere. On this particular event, it's landed in the Atlantic Ocean.
So you now wind everything down?
That's correct, yes. Okay, back into 1-1, guys.
Yes.
Okay, Fylingdales, no further mission indications in the system. Crew Chief, inform missile and request permission to reset the missile count, please.
That was so exciting, but I had no idea what was going on.
So initially, when we got the first indication, we got this little red cross.
Yeah.
It's a launch notification. Basically, the sensors in the sky, the satellites, have picked up a large heat source. Then that launch notification will display to all the guys in the ops room. Once it's identified it's a missile, on the screens will be displayed a launch point and an impact point, a predicted impact point.
All this talk of launches and impacts is rather chilling. So I wonder how it affects Corporal Chris Cornish.
How do you feel when you're doing that? I mean, I know it's only an exercise, but it could be the future of Britain at stake, couldn't it?
We practice regularly so we don't make any mistakes. Obviously, nerves are kept to a minimum so we can read the correct data quickly and efficiently.
Does this ever really happen to you, that suddenly you see what appears to be a missile that you knew nothing about that just appears on the screen?
Usually we do get intelligence, so we are aware of a missile launch. We go into a period of interest for a specific area. But it does happen. There's also testing going on all over the world as well. Some testing in the UK recently. So we do usually know what's going on. We're aware of everything that's going on in our surroundings. But now and again, we do get the odd one that flies out of nowhere.
Born out of troubled times, RAF Fylingdales still quietly watches the skies. It's also become a major local employer and manages the 2,000 acres of moorland that surround it. After 50 years, it really has become part of the landscape. I'm back on the North York Moors railway train following the River Esk. I'm on my way to Robin Hood's Bay, but the river and the railway bring me first to Whitby. Like many other places I've visited, its tranquil appearance hides a history of enterprise and industry. Whitby was a major fishing port, but in the 19th century its maritime fortunes waned and a new phenomenon hit town: tourism. One local business was quick to latch on to its money-making potential, and it's still in operation today. This is Botham's Bakery, something of a Whitby institution. Founded by a formidable Victorian entrepreneur called Elizabeth Botham, it's run today by her great-grandson, Joe.
How long has it been running?
Since 1865, so just over 150 years now. My great-grandmother, she met a farmer called John Botham, who she married, and they came to Whitby, and Elizabeth started baking at home and selling her pies and bread down at the market to make ends meet. And from those humble beginnings, she rented from the local brewery, and she ran an ale house at the back called the Hole in the Wall, and she sold her bread and cakes at the front.
Elizabeth Botham must have been quite something. Not only did she run a business, but she raised 14 children. She'd seen how the town was changing. In 1845, the Whitby steam line opened and brought huge numbers of people from the factories of Leeds and Sheffield, all eager to treat themselves. These days, tourism brings £62 million a year to the town. Botham's still baking for tourists as well as the locals in the same buildings.
This may just look like a manky old storage area, but here is writ large the history of Botham's. In here was Elizabeth Botham's original shop, and behind it she had her ale house. You can see the trapdoor where they would lower the barrels in, and you see that equipment up there for lowering stuff down. Looks like something out of Hammer House of Horrors, doesn't it? This whole area here was known as Forester's Yard, and it was completely open except for the doors here, and you can see where the flour lorries used to whack the sides of the doors by accident as they reversed in to the block and tackle, which was here, and you would get the hook over the flour sacks, yank them up there because the bakery itself was up there. Now, though, of course, the new bakery is in here, and that is precisely where I'm going now.
I'm going to help with some of the daily orders. With 11 direct descendants of Elizabeth Botham working here, David Arnott is one of the few bakers who's not a relative.
747 white bread biscuits. We better get going, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we've got a few to make.
The one thing I've noticed about this place is that although there's a lot of machinery around, the processes are very labour-intensive, aren't they?
Yes, we are actually a craft bakery, so a lot of it is handmade.
What do you call this, Dave?
This is a record 36-piece divider.
Shove it in here.
Yeah. That's right, you pull that big lever down.
Pull this big lever down.
Lift the lever up.
Now, fingers crossed. Oh, look.
There you go. 36 little round bread buns.
The hardest thing is actually getting them out without squodging them. Look at those.
I'm going to have a go at one of their specialities with another Botham descendant, Liz Roberts.
Liz,
oh, hi.
I've been told to come and help you do the icing.
Right, that's brilliant, Tony. Thank you very much.
These look very much like the white buns that I was helping to
They
make.
are very similar to the buns you were making earlier, but these are a richer dough to make them nice and sweet for a tea time treat. And to make them even more special, we're going to top them with some of our Whitby lemon icing.
So you just hold it on the top, put a bit of pressure on.
It looks scarily easy. Is that all right?
Yeah.
It's a bit wonkier than...
Just hold it a bit closer to the...
All right, yeah.
Hold it a bit closer to the bun. That's it.
It's getting the last bit off I'm struggling with. Look, Lois, look at the difference between that one that I did and that one that you did.
Yeah, it's very good for a first attempt.
You two are related, aren't you?
We are. This is my niece, Lois, the next generation of the Botham family.
So you're the 5th generation?
I am, yes.
Yes.
What are these buns actually called?
Whitby lemon buns.
Yes. Except I don't think they're going to eat mine, which look more like the Whitby lemon car crash. Look at the mess I've created. That's hideous. Do you reckon these are similar to the ones that were being produced here 100 years ago?
Oh, certainly, yes. The recipe hasn't changed at all in 100 years.
Are we going to have to bin these, or will you be able to make those a bit
No,
neater?
I can adjust them for you.
Adjust them.
Slightly adjusted buns, and then they'll be for sale.
So I haven't exactly excelled at cake making. Maybe I'll do better at cake selling.
Can we help you? What would you like?
2 pork pies, please. Surprise. You just know he's doing all the work, isn't it? Thank you very much. You've got the job.
I don't think I have.
And how long are you going to be working here?
Oh, 5-10 minutes.
Cherry Bakewell, to Ice Fancies, he's doing ever so well, isn't he?
There we go.
Is he training?
He is. He's doing very well.
Hey, well, look at that.
You just split the bag.
No, it was like that.
Possibly I need a bit more practice, like 150 years worth. Maybe I'll stick to the one thing I know I can do with pastries.
This is the world-famous Whitby lemon bun. Now, most people will buy one and eat it like that, obviously, except for the locals, who go like this. And then go like that and eat it as an icing sandwich. I'm trying to think. It's a pretty sensible way to eat one of these.
It's a taste for Whitby's seaside delights that has really kept the place afloat in the last decade, as tourism is the town's top earner. There's still lobster and line fishing, but the last of the deep-sea trawlers sailed away a few years ago. But Whitby hasn't quite given up on its nautical heritage. Hidden away behind tarpaulin on the quayside is something remarkable. A major shipyard. Parkall Marines has weathered the storms of the last 40 years, steered by its owner and founder, Jim Morrison.
What are they doing here then, Jim?
Well, this is where we start off, Tony. First, this is what we call the assembly hall. This is the engine room section, which is the first section we do. And this is the accommodation section, the aft section of the boat.
So these two bits will eventually join together.
Jim's team make tough working boats, trawlers, destined for the North Sea.
Once these are all assembled...
When you say assembled, does that mean then that they are manufactured as little jigsaw bits off-site?
Well, more or less so, yeah. Years ago, all these would be cut out by hand.
Yeah.
But now it's all done computerised, and then they come in as all these small pieces which we assemble together.
So, although I hope you won't be offended by me saying this, it looks a bit like a scrapyard. Actually, everything's there. You know where it's all going to go.
We know where everything goes, yeah.
Parkall is yet another family-run business with humble beginnings. It opened in 1971.
We started in a small garage, me and partner. I mean, the first boat we ever built was a small 10-metre boat. But I never in my wildest dreams think it would finish up like this. Yeah.
From garage to shipbuilder.
That's right, yeah. It's strange how things go around. I got refused apprenticeship at the shipyard and I finished up building ships.
Why did they refuse you?
I don't know. Maybe I wasn't thinking it was suitable, I don't know.
Jim's business follows a long history of maritime industry here. 200 years ago, Whitby was England's third largest shipbuilding centre after Newcastle and London, with 11 busy yards crammed along the estuary. Captain Cook had the vessel that would take him to Australia, the Endeavour, built just across from where Jim's yard is now. By 1900, Britain owned half the merchant ships afloat, but the cost of building increasingly bigger craft saw the decline of the industry in the UK. Parkall is keeping the skills alive that made us the world's premier boat builders.
It's exquisite, isn't it? You can understand why people who've bought a boat like this want to come and have a look at the propeller.
Yeah, it's very impressive when you see it like that, yeah.
But you can't see it when it's at sea.
No, hopefully you never see it anyway, put it that way.
The workmanship is breathtaking. This nickel alloy and bronze propeller is made from a single mould and weighs 3/4 of a tonne. It's not until you get up close that you really get the scale of the build. This boat is 24 metres long, 9 metres wide, will carry 30 tonnes of fish and a crew of 7, and costs around £2 million.
God, Jim, this is a bit big, isn't it?
It is, yeah, but it isn't as big as the last boat we've built. This is like a medium-sized boat, Tony.
How long have you been working on this one?
I've been on it about 5 months.
And by when do you think it'll be ready?
Be ready to lift in the water in 4 months' time.
There's a lot of blokes crawling all over it.
Yeah, we are.
What sort of trades are there?
There's joiners, there's electricians, pipe fitters, platers, welders and painters.
So you're providing a lot of work for the community. It's not just your core team.
That's right, yeah.
With 45 staff, Jim is Whitby's biggest manufacturing employer. These skills are vital if you're expecting crew to live, eat, sleep and work on these vessels for up to 10 days at a time.
It's fascinating seeing a ship like this half-built. There is a massive blue winch in there for bringing the trawling nets up from the bottom. This whole area is a fish processing plant. The fish, when they're caught, they come in here and slide down here to a big table here where they're sorted out. Anything they don't want goes overboard. Anything that's catch, they shove down there, deep into the fish hold. But the other thing is that if you look through here, you can see the galley.
As Parkol begin their 37th build in 45 years, their order books are full. It occurs to me that this part of coastal Britain takes a while to reveal its true self to you. Whether it's a hidden shipbuilding industry, or a family bakery that's seen 150 years of change in the town, you just have to look beneath the surface. Next!
Oh, there it is. There. No, it's gone again.
The whales of Whitby
Hey, yo.
prove to be big teases.
It really does feel like they're playing with us.
I'm almost at the end of my west to east trek across northern England. But before I reach my final destination, there's one thing I just can't miss out on.
I'm really excited this morning. I'm about to do something that I've always wanted to do, always planned to do, but I certainly never thought I'd do off the coast of Whitby. Whatever happens, I think it's going to be really fun.
I'm going whale watching with local skipper Brian Clarkson.
Morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Whitby.
Thank you, nice to see you.
I apologise for the sunshine, I'm sure it'll pass.
Do you reckon we'll be in with a bit of luck this morning?
I think we have every chance.
What kind of whales might we find?
Predominantly minke.
Are there likely to be any clues around which will tell you there could be whales in the proximity?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Seals and gannets. Everything's here for food. Big shoals of herring. Come to the Yorkshire coast this time of year to spawn, and everything, I'm afraid, is here to eat them.
Yeah.
If we can find the herring, we'll find the whales. I've just got a shout of a boat just ahead of us, and he has 2 whales next to him now. Ooh. So we're only 5-10 minutes from the harbour, and we're literally, hopefully, fingers crossed, 5 or 10 minutes away from a whale, yeah.
At one time, boats sailed out of Whitby to hunt whales rather than watch them. From the late 18th to the mid-19th century, a fleet of 55 whalers hunted almost 3,000 whales. In the days before refined oil, whale products were used in all sorts of things, from lamp oil to paint. And the whales here were all but wiped out. It's why it's so exciting to know they're back swimming in English waters.
How long have you been looking for whales?
Probably 10 years now. I came out of the fishing industry and started doing the pleasure boat side of the job. On our regular sunset cruises, we started to see whales, and then we saw them the next night, and then we realised, well, this isn't just chance.
You still seem as enthusiastic now as you must have been 10 years ago.
I'm a sucker for wildlife, mate. Just nature, anything that's natural. Sunset TV, sunset every time.
Oh.
Sorry, mate. Crashed and burned on that one, didn't I?
According to Brian, where there's gulls, there's fish, and where there's fish, there might be minkies.
2 o'clock, we're just saying another one at 2 o'clock.
Shouts go up, but I always seem to be looking in the wrong direction.
It's tantalising. There are apparently two. One is over there and the other is over there, so it's difficult to know where to concentrate.
And then...
Hey! Oh, just... Oh! Oh, there he is! Oh, man, that was so good. It was just, 20 yards away from us. Suddenly, there was a... and it arched out of the water, and you saw that fin. It's extraordinary, the way that nature just hides itself and hides itself and hides itself, and then suddenly flaunts itself like that. There, look.
The minke grows up to 10 metres long. It feeds on fish by scooping up huge volumes of water and sieving out the food through the plates in its mouth. Having got a fleeting glimpse, I really want to see more.
They're only up for about 2.5, 3 seconds, aren't they? It's really tantalising. Someone points out one, and by the time you've craned your head round, it's gone. Do they ever stay up for much longer?
Oh, yes, we get... Just occasionally, we stop the boat and they'll actually roll around next to the boat, and they call it spy hopping. They'll actually stick their heads out of the water and check us out.
Oh, there it is. No, it's gone again.
It should come again any second.
There it is, there it is.
Yeah.
And straight
again,
ahead of us.
Not a deep dive. So
just like an arc like that. There, yeah, yo. There, another one further out. Hey, yeah. I know it's ridiculous, but it really does feel like they're playing with us. Oh, woof, woof, woof. Goodness. Yeah. Did you see that? It is quite extraordinary, isn't it? Just... Hey.
We're within a breadth of them now, which is a kind of mixed blessing, as the minkies are fond of their fish.
Smell it? Yeah.
Yay!
Got the smell then.
Where's the dog's breath?
Stinky minky.
The excitement on board has certainly got my fellow whale watchers fired up.
I think I heard you squeaking a bit.
Yes. Well, it's just the best experience of my life. I trained as a biologist originally, and I've always loved animals, and just seeing a cetacean up close, alive instead of dead, was absolutely wonderful.
Lovely at the end of the trip to get one so close. It felt like it was giving us a reward for having been patient so long. I think must have seen it really close about 5 times. It's coming up, going down. There it is again. Oh, thank you.
I was excited at the prospect of seeing one whale today. We ended up seeing 16.
I love the way nature's so demure. For most of the time, there was just the water and just occasional tail. And then suddenly, it wasn't demure anymore. Then it was like the whale was flaunting itself, just showing off. Bam, 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 bam. All over the place. I can tick that one off my bucket list, can't I?
A short hop from Whitby, just 14 miles down the coast, and I'm finally arriving at my end destination. Robin Hood's Bay has seen many outlaws as a major 18th century smuggling centre, but has nothing to do with the great man himself from Sherwood. It's where the great English guidebook writer Alfred Wainwright ended his coast-to-coast walk, the inspiration for my trip. I started my adventure at St Bees Beach on the west coast of Cumbria. cut a swathe across the heart of northern England to arrive on the North Yorkshire coast. In those 190 miles, I've crossed 3 national parks, 11 rivers, 2 of England's biggest lakes, and its most mountainous region.
Come by, come by.
I've learned some countryside skills, from herding herdwicks in Borrowdale to driving a computerised combine in the Vale of York.
It's the size of a house.
I've seen that it's not only a beautiful place, but a productive one.
It's a really nice beer, actually.
A hive of small industries.
Wow. Whoa! Oh no, I've got a split!
And I've uncovered a rich vein of history from Revo Abbey's money-mad monks.
Bang! Where's the poverty now?
Through the Industrial Revolution.
Can you imagine the din, the smoke, the fire?
To the Cold War legacy at RAF Fylingdales.
Course notification message received. Bay of Biscay.
And it all started with a pebble from a beach on the west coast of England.
There's one more thing to do before I finish. I picked this up when I started the journey, and I have to put it down here at the end. So, here you are. Job done. See ya.